I love it. How we all doing? Yay! Good, good. It's good to see everybody here this morning. We are in our 10th week of the 12 powers. I can't believe that we're already in our 10th week. And just a reminder that the 12 powers, Charles Fillmore expanded on them, and he believed that as we activated each of these powers, that we would stand more solidly, and that would be the greatest expression of that Christ that we talk about in unity. So we have talked so far about understanding, will, judgment, faith, love, imagination, power, strength, and order. And today, and I think this is so appropriate, we are talking about the power of elimination, the power of renunciation. I always love, to me, how grace goes out before us, and I just think that this is so appropriate. And next week is about life, so it's just perfect for the times that we're in. So I want to share it with you after I turn this on. What renunciation and elimination is: my ability to give a no thank you response to the untrue, the undesirable, the worn out. It's my ability to forgive, to free myself, break bad habits, and not be controlled and let go. So it's our ability. This is really, in unity, we talk about affirmations and denials, and we're really great about affirmations. But denials are as important. It's this get behind me, you have no power over me. Charles Fillmore says that it is just as necessary that one should learn to let go of thoughts, conditions, and substances in consciousness, body, and affairs when they have served their purpose and one no longer needs them, as it is that one should lay hold of new ideas and new substances to meet one's daily requirements. Therefore, it is very necessary that the elimination faculty be quickened in one, and a right balance between receiving and giving, laying hold, and letting go be established. So I'm going to invite Mitch to come up, and Mitch is going to help me out in a skit that many of you will recognize. It's the Bob Newhart skit, and I used to do this totally on my own, and I was sitting the other day thinking, who would be good to be the other person in this skit? And it was just like, Mitch. So
it's because I'm up next for elimination.
What did you say?
I said it's because I'm up next for elimination.
Oh, you heard that?
Got voted off the church.
You heard that?
I
did. We weren't. No, but you guys weren't supposed to say anything about that. Okay, Dr. Schwitzer.
Yes, come in. I'm just washing my hands.
Oh, great. Well, hi. I'm Catherine Bigman, and my friend Janet referred me to you.
Oh, absolutely. Please sit down.
Great.
All right. So let me tell you about our billing. I charge $5 for 5 minutes. For the first 5 minutes, absolutely nothing after that. How does that sound?
I mean, that sounds really good. It's almost too good to be true.
Well, I can guarantee you that our session won't go past the 5 minutes. Now, I don't take insurance, and you have to pay by cash or by check. I don't make change. Go.
Go?
Yeah, please tell me about the problem that you wish to address.
Well, okay. Well, I have a fear of being buried alive in a box. I just start thinking about being buried alive, and I panic, and I just can't do anything because of this.
Have you ever been buried alive in a box?
Well, no, but truly thinking about it does make my life horrible. I can't go into tunnels, I can't go into elevators, I can't be in a house, anything that's boxy.
So you're saying that you're claustrophobic?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, okay. Let's go then. I'm going to say 2 words to you right now, and I want you to listen very, very carefully, and then I want you to take these words out into your life, and I want you to integrate them into your life.
Oh, okay. Well, should I write them down?
If you feel comfortable. It's just 2 words, and most people can remember them just fine.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, here they are. Stop it!
I'm sorry?
Stop it!
Stop it?
Yes, S-T-O-P, new word, I-T. Stop it.
So what are you saying?
You know, it's funny. I say these 2 simple words, and I cannot tell you how many people say the exact same thing that you're saying, Catherine. This is not Yiddish, Catherine. This is English. Stop it.
So I should just stop it?
There you go. Well, you don't want to go through life being scared of being buried in a box alive. I mean, it sounds frightening.
Yes.
Then stop it.
I can't. It's been with me since childhood.
No. We're not going to go there. Just stop it.
Well, in a past life, I found out.
No. We're definitely not going there. Just stop it.
So I should just stop being afraid of being buried alive in a box?
You got it. Good job. Okay, it's only been 3 minutes, so that'll be $3.
Well, I only have a $5 bill.
Well, I don't take change.
I'll take the full 5 then.
Okay, well, what other problems do you want to address?
Well, I go on these eating binges for days, and then I don't eat, and then I put my finger down my throat.
Oh, stop it. What are you, some kind of nut? Don't do that.
But I'm compelled to. My mom used to call me fatty.
No. We're not going there.
But I've been having these dreams.
No, we're definitely not going there.
But my horoscope says...
Hey, we are absolutely not going there. Just stop it. All right, what else?
Well, I have these really self-destructive relationships with men.
Oh, stop it. You want to be with a man, don't you?
Well, yes.
Well, stop it. Don't be such a big baby.
Well, I wash my hands a lot.
Well, that's all right.
It is?
Oh, yeah, I wash my hands all the time. There's a lot of germs out there. Don't worry about that one.
Okay, well, I'm afraid to drive.
Well, stop it. How are you going to get around? Get in the car and drive, you kook. Just stop it.
You stop it! You stop it!
Well, what's the problem, Catherine?
I don't like this. I don't like this therapy at all. You're just telling me to stop it.
And you don't like that?
No, I don't.
So you think we're moving too fast?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Well, I'm going to give you 10 words that I think will clear everything up for you, and I want you to get a pad and pencil for this one and write it down, okay?
All right, doctor, I'm ready.
Okay, so here are the 10 words. Stop it or I'm going to bury you alive in a box.
Ba-dum-bum. Yay! Thank you, Mitch. He was the perfect one for that, wasn't he? Stop it. Okay, so as quirky as that skit was, and I originally did this talk 10 years ago, it just made sense to me because I thought, oh my gosh, there's so much wisdom in this little skit about stopping it, because I think sometimes that's what we need to do is we need to command ourselves just to stop it, to stop with the crazy thinking, to stop with the thoughts and ideas that are keeping us small, to stop with the fear and the anxiety and the anger and things like that. We need to just tell ourselves to stop it. And our power of elimination is our ability to say no. It's our ability to say, get behind me. It's our ability to be able to say, just stop it. So the scripture that we're going to look at today is from John 5, 2 through 9. And it goes like this. Now in Jerusalem, by the sheep gate, there was a pool called in Hebrew Bethesda, which had 5 porticos. In these lay many invalids, blind, lame, and paralyzed. Now they were waiting for the bubbling up of the waters. Hold on a second. I feel like Mitch right now. Get my stuff together. One man who was there had been ill for 38 years, and when Jesus saw him lying there and knew that he had been there a long time, he said to him, "Do you want to be made well?" And the man said, "Sir, I have no one to put me into the pool when the water is stirred up, and while I am making my way, someone else steps down ahead of me." And do you know what Jesus said to him? Stop it! Essentially, he said, "Rise, take your bed up and walk." And at once the man was made well, and he took up his mat, and he began to walk. Now, clearly, this is a story, because I don't believe this man was laying on this mat for 38 years and could suddenly just get up and walk. But it was a story to show the power that we have within us when we say no to those thoughts that are keeping us stuck in some place. This story is about the consciousness of all of us. And you think about that this man's mind in the story was filled with illness and disease. He had 5 porticos of people around him. So that just represents how many thoughts were in, and ideas and beliefs were in his head about illness and disease. But then along comes this angel that represents, the waters being stirred up represent the angel that is showing up in him, that is saying, hey, there's more possibilities here. And then the Christ in him is rising up and is saying, are you ready to let go of your excuses? Are you ready to let go of your ideas that are limiting you, that are keeping you stuck in whatever place that you are? So let's look at what some of these limiting ideas and beliefs might be. It's too hard. It's too risky. It's going to take a long time. I don't deserve it. I'm unworthy. No one will help me. I'm alone. It's never happened before. I'm not strong enough. I'm not smart enough. The rules won't let me. It's too big. I don't have the energy. Look at my family history. And I think we could probably add our own to that, right? Because we all have these limited ideas and beliefs that are keeping us stuck in some areas of our lives. Could we pretty much agree on that? And we're ready to let go of those. We're ready to move forward from those things. And for us, today is about the Christ rising up within us and saying to stop it and to use our power of elimination, our power of renunciation, to say, get behind me because you have no power over me. That's the beautiful power that we have within us, and this power is within every single one of us. It's not something that is separate from us because we have come forth as it. So everything that we need to live the life that we truly desire, it's right here inside of us. And through this beautiful power of elimination, of renunciation, we can get those things behind us. We can command them not to be there. We can tell ourselves to stop with the stinking thinking. Now, there's more to the story here, and I love this part of the story because later on in the story, Jesus goes to a temple and he sees this man in the temple. And he goes up to this man and he tells him, go and sin no more. Now, in Unity, we see sin as missing the mark. It's error thinking. And so what he was saying, that now that you have gotten up, that you've put this behind you, make sure that as you go forward, that your thinking is in the right place, that you're focused on the health and the wholeness and the life that is within you. Because oftentimes what can happen, and let me explain it this way, how many of us have gone to like a motivational thing and we come out of there and man, we're psyched. We're empowered. Like when I go to a Unity conference, that's how I feel. And I'm ready to come home and I'm ready to share everything. And I mean, things are going to be different. And then we come home and the people in our circle haven't gone with us. So they're not quite at the energy level that we are, right? But we're so excited and we're sharing and what can easily happen is that we can be drugged down by the energy of the people around us that didn't have the same experience, and we can go right back in to our stinking thinking. So this is about just recognizing that ours is to hit the bullseye, is to make sure that we're hitting the mark, that we're staying in that consciousness of what it is that we really desire to experience in our lives. And this is especially important in today's world. Not just today's climate, but in today's world. So what are some of those things that might come up that are some of the stinking thinking excuses? They might be things like, well, I just don't have the energy to walk today, or just one cigarette won't hurt, or wow, I didn't really do a good job on that speech, so I must not have what it takes, or what she did to me was really wrong. I have the right to continue to be angry. I didn't get the loan. I don't deserve for good to be in my life. Or, well, my parents are really upset with me, so I better just do what will make them happy. Or my lab test isn't showing that things are getting better. This is just false hope. And it goes on and on and on. We all have them in some area of our life. And so today is really about our willingness to take a look at where is my thinking keeping me stuck in something that I'm really wanting to move forward with, and getting honest with ourselves about that, and then telling ourselves to stop it, to stop that thinking. And I would really even encourage you, if you feel comfortable with this, to engage some people that you trust in your life, that, perhaps to say, if you find me, talking about this in a negative way, I give you permission to say, stop it, so that I can be aware of it. Because it's helpful to have other people around us that will support us in that. And that's all that they have to say. Their job isn't to say anything else or to try to move you, just to say, stop it. And for you to be able to go, okay, Yeah. And the other thing, of course, and we've talked about this a lot, is how do we know when we need to tell ourselves to stop it? Because we feel it. We know when we're missing the mark. We know when we're back in our stinking thinking, don't we? And sometimes we get back in our stinking thinking and we're just so dang comfortable there. It just feels so comfortable because this is what we know, that we don't make ourselves make a different choice. And this is where we're going to call upon our other powers. We're going to call upon our power of will, our willpower to say, no, I am not going to stay in this place. Get behind me because you have no power over me. So one of the things that benefited me when I was actually getting counseling a number of years ago is my counselor just gave me these words, and it's, I cancel my need. I cancel my need. And this just really helped me to release some of the things that were going on in my head. So things like, I cancel my need to be thinner in order for me to be peaceful, happy, and present. I cancel my need to have someone show up differently in order for me to be happy. I cancel my need to be right. I cancel my need for him or her to apologize to me. I cancel my need for me to be different. I cancel my need to continue to be angry and to blame someone else. And just saying those words, I cancel my need, at least for me, it really helped to shift me out of some of those things that I was stuck in. So that's just one extra little tool that you can use there. So what I want to talk about now is, how does this power of renunciation, elimination show up for us today when we're dealing with this thing called the coronavirus, the COVID-19? So I want to start with Charles Fillmore, our co-founder. And Charles Fillmore said, the first thing that we do is we go to headquarters. What does that mean? What it means is to be still and know. And I want you to really hear that scripture. Be still and know. It is in the activity of taking that time to just stop and just to go into the silence, that we open out the way so that we can hear what is always being broadcast, because I promise you, Spirit is always broadcasting. Spirit is always speaking to us. It's just we get so busy in our lives, we get so many thoughts jumbled in our head that we can't actually hear it. But when we take that time to just stop and to breathe and to be still, and you know, for me, it's especially knowing in this time that there is only one presence and one power. Now, does unity believe in evil? And I'm going to say yes. Unity does believe in evil, but not as a power that is equal to God. Evil, Charles Fillmore defines evil as a parasite that can only stay alive as long as its parent is feeding it. So as long as we're feeding into that energy, then that is what keeps that alive. But when we go into that stillness and know there's only one presence and one power, and it is God, and God is all good, and then just let ourselves be still, and that knowing will come. It will always come. Now, and I've shared this before, that since I started doing this as my job, I have been in awe so many times when I'll pre-plan for a series, and without, it's just, okay, this is what it's going to be. And how somehow along that series, it's exactly what it needed to be for the time. And to me, that's grace going out before us. And I see that here, because that today is about renunciation and about elimination. Next week is about life. The following week is about zeal. That these are spiritual powers that are so important for us to deepen our awareness of and to activate in our lives. And what I believe for myself is that because I take that time apart, that grace goes out before me without me even knowing it, and it's pre-planning the way for me. And it's the same for us. How many of us can think of times when we've experienced that in our lives? Can you think of that? Absolutely. And that's what's there for us. And that's why the first thing is to be still and know. And then Charles said, go to headquarters, and then from there, go to man as inspired by God. So we go to the world then, and we allow ourselves to be guided as to what is ours to do in this time. And here's what I want to say. Do what is yours, and please don't judge other people for doing what is theirs to do, because it's going to be different for every one of us. And just of anything in this time, we just need to be here to love and support each other and to lift each other up in whatever decisions that anybody is making. You know, unity was founded on practical Christianity. And what that means is we don't bury our head in the sand about what is happening today, that we are going to practically look at it. So I'm going to give you some practical advice first. And these are things I know that you have heard, but I'm going to say them again. Some of these things are: wash your hands often with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. Wash your hands more often than you have been, and wash them for longer. If soap and water is not available, use hand sanitizer. Try to avoid touching your face. I don't know how that's working out for you, because boy, all of a sudden I'll realize I'm, doing this or scratching or something. But especially if you haven't washed your hands, try to avoid close contact with people who are sick, and stay home when you are sick. Please do this, because we do have vulnerable people in our spiritual community. We have vulnerable people in our society, and it is so important at this time that we are aware of that and that we recognize that. When you cough or sneeze, cough into your elbow or use a tissue, throw the tissue away, and then clean and disinfect things around you. And as you can see as you came in, we're in the namaste zone. So, namaste, and if you need to, you can say namaste 6 feet away from me, please. Okay, so these are the practical things. Now let's look from a spiritual perspective, because this is the most important perspective that we have. This is our greatest tool, is our spiritual perspective as we are navigating this time. And using the power of renunciation, the power of elimination, we're not going to live in fear and in panic. And, in our prayer time this morning, I was saying, I'm so grateful that I am in a teaching that has given me the tools to navigate this time without moving into this deep fear and this great panic. And I attribute it to unity and to the New Thought teachings, that we can navigate this differently. And I think it's really important, especially now, that we are living that, and also that we're sharing that, because what we have to offer is it's a light in the darkness of what is happening right now around us, and this fear and this panic and this hoarding, feeling like there's not going to be enough for everybody. So we have the opportunity to be the lights in that. So this is where we are saying the coronavirus has no true power over us. Now, does that mean that we're not going to get the coronavirus? I don't know who's going to get the coronavirus, but here's what I can tell you, that when we affirm and know that the coronavirus has no power over us, even if we get it, we're going to be in a much better space to be able to navigate our way through it, and we're going to continue to say, it has no power over us, because there's only one presence and one power, and it is God, and we're going to use our spiritual tools to affirm health and wholeness in our minds and our bodies, right? Yes. Okay, John Merrifield, our newest board member, created this kind of an affirmation and denial all in one, and he shared it last night with the board, and I wanted to share it with you today because I loved it. He said, "We see you, COVID-19. You are awesome in your expression. Please know this, the human host will destroy you. We shall not allow you further propagation or allow continued warrant for fear of your presence. Return now to your source, bathed and purified in the light of the Christ." Isn't that awesome? Yeah. Thank you, John. And I encourage you to take a picture of this and let this be your affirmation, because that is a pretty solid affirmation and denial, right? Absolutely. So we use the power of our voices. Now, if you are out and about in this time, another great tool that you have is to call forth that protective energy. Feel yourself just being shielded. Imagine this protective light that is going around you. And as you go out into wherever you're going, continue to affirm and to know that you are protected. If you end up being quarantined at home or hibernating or whatever you want to call it, here's the thing. It's all about our attitude, isn't it? So there was this beautiful writing on the Unity Minister resource sharing the other day, and I want to share this with you because I think it's so beautiful and it gives us a different way to look at this time that we have of kind of slowing down, this time that we have of maybe going within a little more, and it's called pandemic. What if you thought of it as the Jews consider the Sabbath the most sacred of times? Cease from travel, cease from buying and selling, give up just for now on trying to make the world different than it is. Sing, pray, touch only those to whom you commit your life, center down. And when your body has become still, reach out with your heart. Know that we are connected in ways that are terrifying and beautiful. You could hardly deny it now. Know that our lives are in one another's hands. And surely that has become clear. Do not reach out your hands. Reach out your heart. Reach out your words. Reach out your tendrils of compassion that move invisibly where we cannot touch. Promise this world your love, for better or for worse, in sickness and in health, so long as we all shall live. And what a beautiful way to navigate this time. I look at this time as being a time of even deepening more into my knowing of what is real and true. Taking the time that I may have apart to read things that will stir my soul, to listen to things that are going to stir my soul, to take more time to pray and to meditate, so that when we come out of this on the other side, that our roots are even deeper and broader in our knowing of who and what we are and what we live and move and have our being in, right? So it's a beautiful opportunity if we allow it to be. Now I want to share with you insofar as our spiritual community goes. It's probably pretty sure at this point that we will be doing online after today. The mayor has asked that churches do online, and we do have the ability to be able to do Facebook Live. So this Unity of Springfield, that's our logo. When you go to Unity of Springfield Facebook page, that's the logo that you want to look for. And we will do a service at 11 o'clock, and you will be able to tune in on Facebook Live and to be a part of our service. But you can also always go to Facebook and to unityofspringfield.org and listen to any of the messages. It's just that with the Facebook Live, you're going to get the daily word, you're going to get the prayer, you're going to get the special music. So I encourage you to get on for Facebook Live. You can call the church. We'll have messages on our answering machine. If you're not on our email list, which is a great way for us to communicate with you, you can do that on the back of the chair. And I do want to encourage us to continue to support the ministry financially. Everything, well, I can't say everything is going to keep going on because we probably will end up closing down our gatherings, which is why Mitch was saying, check the announcement, check things out, because it's not a good idea for us to be coming together right now. But everything will be going on insofar as we will have somebody in the office and just our expenses in general, so please do support the ministry. We hope that this is going to be a short time, and that's our goal. Let's all focus on that. We have the ability with the power of our focus to see this being obliterated, to see us, let's focus on that end result of seeing us all coming back together and being able to share in this time together, because that's what we all want, right? Yeah, absolutely. So in closing, and I totally forgot about this in first service, I thought maybe we could do some really good life-affirming, health-affirming affirmations together. So I'm going to encourage you to say these things with power, to know that we are creating a vibration with our voices, and that in the realm of the invisible, even as we speak these things, that they are already being done for us. So let's share them together. I am an ever-renewing expression of infinite life. I give thanks for the life of God within that heals and renews my body. Divine life infuses every cell of my being. The healing life of God renews and strengthens me. The light of truth illumines my mind and body. I am whole and well. I activate the healing power of divine love. The flow of divine life renews and energizes every atom and cell of my being now. I am filled with the perfect life of God. How's that feel? Yes, and let us know that this is true for everyone else. As we are saying this for ourselves, we are saying it for everyone. And let's together just obliterate anything that is unlike the life and the wholeness and the health that God is. Let's do that together, okay? Okay, I say to you.